Good morning. Let's peek behind the curtain. I woke up like this. Well, not in a bathing suit. I put that on after. But it's really important that I come to you today with some knowledge because I'm trying to figure out the human condition. Live my best life and be happy on my short time here on this planet. And I don't want to turn to drugs and alcohol. And I want to stay off as many antidepressants as possible. No benzos, please. The thing is, it's hard in this life. And I'm coming to understand why it's so hard. And one of the things I've come to understand is that I am a highly sensitive person, an HSP. Yeah. A term that's been around, I don't know, widespread about 10 years. This lady wrote a book. I'll put her name in here. Dr. Elaine Aron is her name. She wrote a book and it was epic and it was a bestseller, and then it took a whole 10 years for her documentary, which featured Alanis to make its way into my algorithm, which is the feed on YouTube. Even though I'm always typing in SEOs that should give me the fruit of my labor. But no, it took a long time, but it is here now, and now I understand a huge amount of why I am who I am. Yes, I was growing up in a neglected, abusive home full of incest and abandonment. Yes, and Christianity, of course. The incest lives close to Christianity for some reason in a lot of homes. And I was ignored and not taken care of. And then alcohol came in. And then I thought all the things that I am an alcoholic. I am an abuse survivor. I have CPTSD. I have PTSD. Yes, yes, and yes, and yes. But then you have sprinklings in of autism spectrum disorder, ADHD traits. But actually, stepping back from the big picture, what I'm coming to understand is that the HSP, the highly sensitive person, they will be about 20% of us humans are HSPs, often called empaths, often have what seems like some sort of clairvoyance, not psychics, that's stupid, but clairvoyance, intuition, sixth sense, 20% of us. And if we are born into a world where we're not loved and supported the way that's healthily going to grow us, but instead exploited and ignored and abandoned, well, then we are HSPs that are highly susceptible to addiction and depression and all the things that come with that. And so now today I have to come to you as, my honest, true self. No makeup, hitting the microphone weird. The bobbin in my sewing machine, it needs to be rethread so I can work on my project. Lots of things are not perfect today, but as an HSP, these are the things that have to be in place for me to be able to function. So it looks like hypervigilance. For some people, it will look like traits of OCD. But if you are a highly sensitive person, you know this because you cry all the time. You cry happy tears, you cry sad tears. You feel super deeply, meaning when you see a dead bird on the road, you mourn it. You sometimes even have a service. There are deep levels of caregiving and empathy and compassion that we hold for bigger picture items. And that's why at the end of the day, we are more exhausted than the brethren who doesn't think that deep. We are the ones who want to numb out with drugs and alcohol and bad TV because we are so put upon to feel so much. We are vessels of feeling, empathy, knowledge, sympathy, and we live the condition that we see around us. When we see the person suffering, we actually mentally, without a choice, we wrap our head around what it is like to be them in that moment. And we live in that daydream for seconds, and then the green light happens, and then we have to go on with our day. This type of stimuli for an HSP, especially one living in Los Angeles like me, oh my God, it's explaining why I had to numb out with alcohol for so many years. It explains why the garden is my sanctuary. It explains why I get overstimulated. But it also explains why I've turned to caregiving careers. I have been an EMT. I have been a nanny. I have been a dental assistant and in waitressing. And it also explains why I am also a performer, because a lot of HSPs will be, labeled as shy. And they're not. They're just taking in information quietly. A lot of us, 30% of HSPs are extroverts, so it's not necessarily only introverts. There's a certain way your brain thinks and your body feels. And if this is you, I see you. Hi, my name is Stephanie and I'm an HSP, but I am also No, let's try that again. Because when we say but, we negate what we just said. Hi, my name is Stephanie. I'm an HSP. I am also a PTSD survivor, a CPTSD survivor, an alcoholic in recovery, a person managing major depression, and every now and again I get ruminating thoughts. So that's what's going on with me. But the base model of this particular human is HSP. So you put me in any situation and I fully feel extraneously. It's why when I was an emergency medical technician, it was the ride of my life. You know, it sucked the boring parts in between, sitting in a rig with, you know, two blue-collar losers who just want to flirt with you. I consider being a hospice caregiver, and I'm really getting that hankering to go back into nanny work again, because I love taking care of children, especially children who are highly sensitive to the world around them. And there are so many here in Los Angeles who need me. And what's great in Los Angeles is that a lot of the adults who have children have resources to pay a pretty penny for someone to give their kid the care that they need. And then we have a better world because we're raising our children properly. Okay, so thank you for sitting through this rant with me this morning. I'm tripping over my words. My mouth is dry. I haven't had my breakfast. My crow, which is my crow, has a lot to say about it. I think that they're defending their territory. Even though his girlfriend's name is, what did we name her? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go have some breakfast. And I want you to know that I see you, HSP. When we cry, we unite. An angel is born. Get your wings. Be who you are and spread the word. You know things that will happen before they happen. I know you do. I'm one of those people too. I can predict breakups. I can predict car accidents. I can predict storms. I can predict disease. It happens all the time for me, and it's an intuition that comes with being highly in tune with your environment and the energies around you. And when you're not on drugs and alcohol and you can tune in with those sensitivities, you're buzzing. You're like a secret weapon. But harness that, take care of it. And just like Alanis Morissette said in the documentary that I watched, which is called Sensitive, The Untold Story. It was put together by the lady who wrote The Highly Sensitive Person, that best-selling book. Alanis basically said that for years she would have these performance and burnout cycles, because she didn't realize she had to recoup. She felt all the feels. She was a vessel for all of the energy coming her way. And in the front row of her concert, singing to all the songs with all the lyrics, are the HSPs, highly sensitive people, highly sensitive persons. If that is you, once again, thank you for being here. You are not your addiction. You are not your choices. You are just a person in the world trying to live your best life. And I see you. I love you. Don't drink. Keep smiling. Keep flossing. Email me if you need a friend. respitefromregret@gmail.com. Till next time. Later.